Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video, we're going to be using this Operation Write Home sketch number 138. This one is probably one of my favorites for when you're getting towards the end of the book. You have some big scrap pieces and, maybe a few solid sheets left. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this particular collection, which I'm still working on. I have a few sheets left, but I am getting down to literally just scraps, which will be fun to use probably later on. It's probably going to take me into August because I really want to use this whole paper pad. Okay, so I'm starting out with my matte piece for our A2 size card, and it's going to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, which will create a nice little border. And I cut my cardstock, basically the white card base is, I said A2 size, and that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I wanted to mention just in case. And then our top pattern paper is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. And by making it that measurement, it gives you an 1/8 of an inch border on all 4 sides. So it's just a little bit of that brown sticking out. And there I was showing you I had some fuzzies from where I cut on my trimmer. So I just took my little sand block there and went around the edges so that way it was nice and smooth and even. And this one I cut, or I gave basically a matte piece, but instead of making it the same 1/8 of an inch around all 4 sides, I just went an 1/8 of an inch bigger on the width and left the depth of it at 4 inches. So for instance, it was 2 3/4 by 4. So when I did my mat, I did it 2 7/8 by 4. So it's nice and even. It goes right to the paper, pattern paper edge. But then on the sides, you got just an 1/8 of an inch border. All right. So now I'm going to grab, I'm looking for my my sentiment, which is funny because it was literally right here on my desk, and it was a small, it's just 2 inches. It's like 2 inches by maybe 1/2 of an inch, but it's from inside the paper collection. And upon looking, I realized it fell on the floor, and it still had some of the perforated edges on it from when I took it out the book. So I'm just going around all 4 sides with the little sander. And then instead of leaving it flat, I'm going to get a little bit of the foam tape and cut a little piece off so that way we can put some foam behind this one. Because a lot of times when I'm doing my sketch videos, I create one off camera so that way I can make sure my measurements, everything is going to lay right, because I like to add mats sometimes where it may not have a mat on the actual sketch itself. So by the time I get to this one for you guys, I already know, okay, I'm going to add some foam, I'm not going to add foam, that kind of thing. Oh, and here I'm sharing, I just got this new trash can for my desktop. My bestie, Beatrice, sent it to me, and I am loving it because a lot of times my little scrappy pieces get thrown all over the place, and I happened to mention that I was wanting one, and she sent it to me. Isn't she awesome? So now to finish off the card, I'm going to grab my gold Nuvo drops, and this one is probably one of my favorites. It's the pale gold, and it's a crystal drop. And then I just tap it a little bit. I was trying to get it on an edge, but this Brutus Monroe embossing powder actually worked really well. And then this is the one I did off camera. I kept the thank you nice and flat on that one. So on this one, I'm going to tilt it. You can see a little bit of distance, and then on that one, it's nice and flat. And then what I love about these is that by doing that gold section of paper, this really pretty paper is being the focal image. And I think whoever receives these thank you cards, it's just something really pretty, because I'm telling you, this paper collection is gorgeous. But I just, sometimes the pattern papers that we get, they should be showcased. So it's nice to have a card that doesn't have stamping and all that other stuff, but it still has a wonderful look to it. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And I hope you guys have a great weekend.